Happily Adventures After. It is London, and we are here to have you back for this installment of Hey Disney, Give Me a Review. And we are going to be reviewing the Riviera Resort and Topolino's Terrace. So for those of us who don't know about our new series here on Happily Adventures After, we welcome you to the Hey Disney, Give Me a Review, which is your virtual concierge to all things Disney and review style. Just like Hey Disney feature on the Alexas at Disney World, we're here to bring you magic straight to your homes. Whether that's with planning a trip to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise, anything else, we're here to bring you Disney's best dining, park experience, flights, hotel, and so much more, because we've got you covered in real, honest reviews. Guess what? We also tend to venture outside of the Walt Disney World bubble, so we're going to bring you off-property reviews of our experiences to give you an inside look on the excitement within the area. So with all of that information, we want to continue with our Hey Disney, Give Me a Review for Topolino's Terrace and Disney's Riviera Resort. But spoiler alert, this had to be our favorite character meal from start to finish. So much so, my mom has asked to go back in our next trip, and she's not the one who's a fan of character meals. So picture this. Today is our Hollywood Studios day. And for some reason, it's a Wednesday. We find ourselves on Hollywood Studios on a Wednesday. It's become a tradition. We really wanted to add a character breakfast into our last Walt Disney World trip. And we've never eaten at Topolino's or been to the Riviera Resort at Walt Disney World. So this was a perfect way to do it. We drove here because we're not taking the Skyliner. I'm afraid of heights and enclosed spaces, so that's a no-go for me, but we've always wanted to visit, so this was the perfect opportunity. As we then booked our dining reservation, it was very funny. I was sitting at home talking to my mom, and the power went out, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I was booking it. It had just popped up on the My Disney Experience app. I was able to then just book it with LTE or 5G, whatever I had on at the time. But it was really funny because we thought we lost it, but we didn't. So we were very excited because we have heard nothing but wonderful things, especially from our favorite YouTube bloggers such as allears.net and Mammoth Club. So again, really excited to do this. Here, we're going to get into the review about booking and our arrival. Like I said, we booked this dining reservation when I was at home. As we know, we can do a 60-day in advance window to book all Walt Disney World dining. Now, that's 60 days in advance if you're a resort guest from the start of your vacation. So you have within that 14-day window after to book anything in advance, as well as if you're off-property guest or not a resort guest, you have 60 days from the date. Okay? Sounds good. So we booked it actually only a couple days, I would say weeks before we went out, like 2 weeks before. It had just popped up on the My Disney Experience app. Very excited for this. It was a character breakfast, which is something I like, and they have Mickey waffles. So that makes it even better. And like I said, we really wanted to go to the Riviera Resort. The Riviera Resort is a Disney Vacation Club property, and it has beautiful European-inspired accommodations that range from studio to two-bedroom condos. The architecture and design are absolutely stunning on property to this resort, and it is a nod for Walt Disney's love of Europe. Now, if you're not staying at the resort, you can only visit if you're doing Walt Disney World transportation, like the Skyliner. So again, we often think of it when we're at Hollywood Studios, and there's no way I'm taking the Skyliner over. But if you want to do a table service meal, you can do so, reserve that, and then you can see the resort. So those are the only two ways you're going to get here if you're not staying. So Topolino's Terrace it was, and I was so excited to check out this beautiful hotel and the reservation. Now, let's get into the character breakfast overview. So, Topolino's Terrace for breakfast only is character meal. It is sitting on the top floor of the Riviera Resort. Topolino's Terrace offers breakfast a la art. I love it. Which is the experience with dining with Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy. Breakfast is served between 7:30 a.m. and 12:35 p.m. each day, where your characters are dressed up in art-inspired costumes. It's worth noting that, like I said, the character interactions are only available at breakfast. Keep this in mind when making your reservation, okay? Perfect. The breakfast is a prefix meal, and the prices are $45 per adult US or $29 per child, ages 3 to 9. Anybody who's younger than that can eat off your plate for free. and this is excluding taxes and discounts. This meal offers a choice of entree, unlimited pastries, which are so good, and beverages such as coffee, tea, water, and soft drinks. Specialty drinks and cocktails are available for an additional charge. And don't forget, Disney annual pass holders get a 10% discount. So how did we arrive and what were our first impressions? So we arrived for our 10:45 brunch reservation at about 10:20 because we wanted to look around the resort and we had never been there before. So it was really perfect to enjoy a leisurely stroll up around Topolino's Terrace, like as you go through the elevators and all of that stuff, before heading into our meal. When we finally got to where we were going, we reached the top of the resort and we were warmly greeted by the cast members who seated us very promptly within 5 minutes. Once we were seated, our server came over to speak to us, who was fantastic. He was very attentive and very kind. We were seated near the windows, so we were offered a lovely view of the Skyliner and looking over the resort's pools, which, oh my word, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. As we settled in, the atmosphere immediately felt calm and relaxing, and the world away from a more hectic dining experience such as Chef Mickey's was completely different. This place is so beautiful, so calm and relaxing. Truly, it is one of the best. So what was on the menu and what was our choices? Well, before we even had a chance to look at that menu, Miss Daisy Duck herself visited our table for photos and a fun chat. After we talked with Daisy, and then Minnie came by, and she came and said hi for photos and stuff, we then looked at the menu and ordered our meal. We ordered 2 eggs, any style, and that comes with roasted potatoes and smoked bacon or sausage. I think my mom got bacon. And then I got the Mickey-shaped waffle dippers. Now, this is from the kids' menu. They will bring you out an adult portion of it. So if you ask kindly and the cast member allows it, you can get a kids' menu item in the adult portion size. They also had a normal waffle, but I was going for the Mickey waffles because Mickey waffles are the best. And this was served with smoked bacon and roasted potatoes. Now, I also got a lemonade to drink, and my mom instead got a 0-proof pineapple jalapeno margarita. And this was $13.50 US, excluding tax, in addition to that cost. As I said, I'm an adult, but I can't resist a Mickey waffle. It's a Disney breakfast staple. I look forward to them all the time. I had originally planned to get those sour cream waffles if I couldn't get the Mickey waffles, but the server agreed that I could have the Mickey waffles from the kids menu in an adult portion. So that lovely accommodation made it even better. Let's talk about the character interactions and the ambiance. As we waited for our food, Minnie Mouse came back and we got to then interact with her. It was very sweet and they take their time here. It's not rushed like Chef Mickey's is. They really do take their time, each one of the characters. After Minnie Mouse left, we actually got to witness an adorable dance that they perform multiple times throughout your meal. Seriously, the dance is adorable. The characters are really cute when they do it and all the cast members get into it. Oh, it's so sweet. As we continued to wait for our meal, which didn't take long, but I just wanted to say we kind of watched people watch, enjoyed the view, chatted. It was all good. Our food then promptly arrived, hot and ready to go, but we had to stop because Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck came to our table, who took such lovely time to interact with us throughout this stage. We began eating our meal, and again, guess who showed up? These 4 characters, Minnie, Mickey, Donald, and Daisy. And they also did some interacting with each other, kind of off the side of the table, like Donald and Daisy were being silly together. Mickey and Minnie were waving at each other. It was really well done. We never felt rushed throughout this meal, and it was clear that the characters were spending meaningful interactions with each guest every time they were at a different table and putting on that character interaction for each other. So like Minnie with Minnie and Minnie with Daisy, as they could see each other across the room, they were really interactive with each other. Again, a nice contrast from Chef Mickey's where it's, hey, come to my table, okay, goodbye. It was a really great interaction and the atmosphere was really well done. And again, the character dance is awesome. So even though the characters and ambiance were great, what about the food? Well, the food itself was phenomenal. My Mickey waffles were thick, fluffy, and had the crispiest edges. Oh, and then the softest middle. It was irresistible. My mom said she thoroughly enjoyed her eggs and all the sides, and they were very fresh and flavorful, and it was all great. And my sides were really wonderful too. The table pastries were a highlight. We got a lot of those. So these included muffins, croissants, rolls, and a couple other things that I can't remember, so I apologize, but all of which were incredibly fresh. They were very tasty, and I'm not a fan of chocolate chip muffins, but these ones were excellent. Both my mom and I agreed. The croissants were very light, buttery, fresh. Oh, so good. We could have filled up on pastries alone. They were that good. Additionally, my mom's pineapple jalapeno margarita was excellent. Just the right balance of sweetness and heat. Our server did check with her to make sure she was okay with that spicy kick from the jalapenos. She said, "How spicy are we talking?" He's like, "It's there, but it's not bad." So he was right. It's there, but it's not bad. Now, I'm not somebody who loves pineapple, or I like jalapenos a lot. I mean, jalapenos just normally, what am I saying? But I'm not a fan of pineapple, so I kind of deter myself from anything like that. But I did taste her drink, and it was really well done, and I ended up drinking more of it than she did. It was that good, and I would get this again. Our server, again, was excellent. The food was excellent. Perfect. Drinks, awesome. Like I said, I had a lemonade. This was a pretty standard soft drink lemonade, but nothing bad about it. But yeah, it was excellent. So once our meal had concluded, we ate everything. It was super tasty. We got to interact with the characters a couple more times. The cast members actually said to go check out the Terrace because that was the best part of this meal, which I don't know how it could get better from what we've had. So when we got out on the Terrace, it offered breathtaking views of the Riviera Resort and the surrounding areas. I believe we saw Caribbean Beach from here, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's a moderate resort at Walt Disney World, and it was really cool to see, as well as you can see the Skyliner going over to Hollywood Studios. It was a perfect way to end our morning and really exciting to be able to do that, to look out and to see something that we really always wanted to do. And we stayed out there for maybe 10 minutes, just kind of taking it in. It was windy, but it wasn't bad. It was a very warm day, but again, not bad because you're out, the wind, perfect. It was excellent, and I would highly suggest booking this meal just for that too. So our final thoughts on this meal. Topolino's Terrace for breakfast. It is worth every penny. The breakfast in total came out to $110.75 US. With that conversion to Canadian at the time, which was a 1.45 exchange rate, was $157.26 Canadian. I would pay that again in a heartbeat. Now that is before our annual pass discount and all of that. It is worth every penny. The combination of the delicious food, the memorable character interactions, and the meaningful character interactions, the breathtaking views, the serene atmosphere, the dance they do, the intimate setting is a great way to make this meal stand out. It is quieter and more relaxed than any other character dining, in my opinion, which can sometimes feel rushed and overwhelming. It's also not a buffet, so you're not have people up and down. That table service for a prefix meal really complements this nicely and keeps that calm atmosphere. So if you're looking for a bonus character breakfast that is a plus on every level, definitely check out Topolino's Terrace on your visit. All right, so as I said, we went on to explore the Riviera Resort, and then after our time at the Terrace, we went down, we got everything settled, like with us, and we continued off. We took the elevator down, wanted to walk around the resort, but first we stopped in at Le Petit Café in the Riviera Resort to grab some coffee. Now, I was inspired by the recommendations of the team at allears.net who say they love this coffee shop and go here quite often. So I went in, I ordered a cinnamon cold brew with house-made honey almond whipped cream for $4.99 US pre-tax, which for us is $7.09 Canadian with the exchange rate pre-tax, or with tax, that was $5.34 US or $7.59 Canadian. Sorry, threw a lot of prices and numbers at you all there. It is one of the best coffees I've ever had. It was a delicious treat. It was so good. And it had a very smooth, subtle hint of cinnamon. It was paired perfectly with the cold brew. That almond honey whipped cream was a really nice compliment. Even my mom, who is not a coffee drinker, like she'll taste my coffee or she'll drink it when we're on road trips because it keeps her alert. But she liked it and she said it was one of the best coffees she's ever had. She used to be a coffee drinker way back before me. But, oh my goodness. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We continued to explore the resort, just kind of in the main lobby, down the different hallways. We saw the DVC models, as well as we walked around the outside before heading back to our vehicle and taking off to Hollywood Studios. All in all, I would highly suggest going to the Riviera Resort and staying there, or even just going to visit. I would really like to stay here. Personally, if I could, for instance, before a cruise, as we often stay off property. But this being a DVC resort kind of leads me to staying here on property because it has things like those kitchen amenities that I look for in a hotel when you're staying at something like Walt Disney World. Again, would I go back to Topolino's Terrace? Without a doubt, yes. Would I come back to Le Petit Café? Without a doubt, yes. Every moment was memorable. It is an excellent resort, and that is why we give it a 5 out of 5 here on Hey Disney, Give Me a Review. So, we cannot wait to return. But with that, that is it for Hey Disney, Give Me a Review on Topolino's Terrace and our little time at the Riviera Resort. What do you think? Have you been to the Riviera Resort? Do you enjoy it? Let us know in the comments and continue to engage with us on our website to see the full blog post on that, which is Happily Adventures After, as well as stay with us on our Instagram, which is at Happily Adventures After. We look forward to seeing you later and chatting with you later. I hope you have a blessed and lovely day. This is London. It has been a wonderful time. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.